brother, my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production.
Forget all your differences and let we start to build. Do you believe that's possible here in the state of Grenada, which includes Carriacou and Petit Martinique, where you have a group of people who are hungry for power and they believe to get in power, they need to be critical, they need to oppose, they need to be against everything that the government does. They're bitter, hatred, and it's showing itself. So I don't think it is possible because they're hungry for power. And you ask them, if you get power, what will you do with it? What are your plans, your programs? What do you have in store? They cannot tell you. Amazing. I want to welcome you to the hub. Again, we have a unique moment in time to reason. And I want to start off tonight with some positive news again, because things are happening. And today, in my deep consciousness, I was like, give them performance, give them performance.
Well, as you are aware, the St. David's Catholic Secondary School has been a major project for quite a while. Even before we got into government, it was one of the main issues impacting the residents of St. David, the state of the existing school, which had actually gotten to a dangerous stage. And thankfully, we were able to work through some of the administrative stuff we need in terms of the land acquisition, etc. And then we had the sword turning ceremony and construction commenced last year. The work is advancing very well. It's on schedule. In fact, I think it's ahead of schedule. The contractor has committed to trying to give us the school at the end of the year. The delivery date is actually in 2027, the contractually due date. From the significant progress we've seen, the work is well organized. It is moving rapidly, and we are keeping our fingers crossed that certainly come the first quarter of 2027 that the school will be ready. The contractor, as I said, has indicated he's hoping to get it done by the end of this year. If that happens, obviously, even better, because it will then give the Ministry of Education, the principal, staff, students, parents the opportunity to move into the new school earlier than had been planned. But it's a major infrastructure project. I think if you go on the site, you will see the amazing amount of work. Significant earthworks had to be done as well, and it's one of the more modern schools that has been built. So hopefully the students, principal, and staff will appreciate what has been given to them.
We have a 3 building. Back to us is the building number 1, and this one is building number 2, and in front of us is building number 3. So as building number 1 and building number 2 is a 3-story building, we are already working on the second floor. We have one more floor balance for these two buildings. Building number 3 is 2-story. We are already working on the second floor. As of today, the work has been done almost 30%, which is ahead of what we supposed to be doing as per plan. We have a pretty good progress.
So your scope is to be delivered when?
As per contract, we're supposed to deliver it in March 2027.
In terms of raw materials and concrete and so, speak to us about that process.
We purchased all our steel already from for the school project. We have all the steel, we have the cement which supposed to do 75% of the project, which already available by our store. We set up a exclusive concrete plant for this project, which is based in Telescope, from where we are mixing the concrete and bringing it to the sites. So we have our own trucks which carrying, and we are able to do concrete. One slab is almost 300 cubic yard, which we are able to do in one day.
So why was it necessary to set up a plant in Telescope?
In reality, it's very hard to get the concrete on time, and the quantity what we need for the project is a bit high. So for example, the last slab we poured, it was like 260 cubic yard of concrete. And remember, for us to avoid any cold joint in the concrete, we need to have getting concrete continuously to avoid any kind of cold joint. This is why it's important to have plant having a good capacity. So our plant is basically wet mix plant, have capacity of 120 cubic yard per hour, which is very sufficient to produce the concrete which we need for the site to maintain our quality and consistency of the concrete. One more reason is for us to put the concrete plant is the concrete plant what was available in Grenada is right down in by the Queen's Park Stadium, which is to drive with the truck is more than an hour, which is technically we cannot use that concrete. If we take 1 hour to carry the concrete only, then process of the concrete will delay it and we'll never be able to achieve the quality. That's what the first reason for us to put the plant. But together with that, we previously was dealing with the same company because that was close to Molyneux, which was not a big issue, but still sometime there was a time we had to wait for like weeks for until we get the concrete. So this is the reason why we had to bring the concrete plants.
And in terms of employment, how many men, women do you have here altogether in terms of the employment generated?
We have almost 80 workers on site as of today, more or less 80 to 90. In that, we have 75% locals. You could say 10% female workers we have at the moment, especially for the office job, cleaning job, and other helping work. That's what being dealt with the women at the moment. We have labs, we have classroom, and we have cafeteria. We have a playground on a downside. Classrooms, I guess we have 15. Yeah, 15 classroom. Yeah.
Any challenges at all in terms of execution thus far?
We don't really have a challenge. Only recently we saw some rains and things approaching, and apart from that, we don't really have any challenge. If there is any challenge, is to getting good workers. If you look at the site condition, we already above the ground level. We had 4 retaining wall, which we already execute, and they are above the ground level. Yes, rain going to affect us a little bit, like when it's raining, but immediately after rain stop, we're supposed to be able to execute all other works as it above the ground level. So it's not going to really affect a lot in execution.
Yes, Give them performance. Give them performance. Things are happening. So that's the St. David Catholic Secondary School. It's progressing nicely. Again, thanks to Reno and the team. They're doing a fantastic job. Give them performance.
Hello, Grenada, and a special greeting to the students, staff, and members of the Grenada Christian Academy family. Today, the Ministry of Infrastructure is pleased to bring you this important update on the ongoing construction of your new school under the Caribbean Development Bank Grenada Enhancement Project Phase 2. Construction of the new Grenada Christian Academy is taking place on a 1.5-acre site in Pearl St. Andrew. The design features 4 spacious 3-story blocks, strategically positioned around an indoor hard court with a playing field located at the southern end of the property. This modern facility will not only double the school's current capacity, but will also provide a strong, resilient, and inclusive learning environment for every student, complete with provisions for full accessibility for persons with mobility challenges. One of the most distinguishing features is its integration of both academic and technical vocational training. The building will house 11 classrooms, science laboratories, food and nutrition, clothing and textile and home management labs, electricity and electrical technology rooms, auto mechanics and small engine repair workshops, and of course, building technology spaces. This expanded technical capacity means the facility will function not only as a secondary school, but also as a center for skills training, creating opportunities for young people to explore trades, develop practical competencies, and prepare for careers in high-demand sectors. Work on the new Grenada Christian Academy began in April 2024. The project is valued at $27.4 million, representing a significant investment in the future of our youth and the wider community. Despite encountering delays related to global supply chain disruptions, inclement weather, and labor shortages, the project continues to progress steadily and remains within budget. Completion is expected in April 2026, allowing for a smooth transition in time for the academic year beginning in September. Here's where the project stands today. Earthworks are 100% completed. Structural concrete and masonry, approximately 90% completed. Upcoming works are final finishing stages, including plastering, electrical installations, and plumbing installations. The Ministry of Infrastructure, alongside its construction and engineering partners.
Yes, so they are well advanced with this project, well advanced. This production was done a little while now, but they're well advanced with this particular school, the Grenada Christian Academy. And now we move to another project.
The scope of work is basically drain, and these 2 bridges we have to complete, and all the resurfacing, and we have to do some retaining wall, majorly on the other section of the projects. Right now, as you could see, this bridge is almost completed. What is balance is handrail and other little stuff on this one. Next bridge we supposed to start maybe this weekend. We're supposed to start working on the next bridge. Progress wise, we have done 90% of the drain of the project already. We have done 70% of the widening of the road, and we already started doing the retaining wall, which you could say we are around 30% in a progress wise.
So let's speak to the widening of the road surface. Here in Willis, we tend to have certain areas that are pretty wet, and you always would have seen, road fix and then it sinks. And so speak to us about what sort of technology would be used in terms of correcting those aspects. Have you visited those areas already?
Yes, we visited those areas already. We have a proper drawing which is provided by ministry. That's what we're going to basically follow. And most of the area like where we did widening, they have some areas where they have not really hard surface, hard strata of the soil, where we're doing the high curb drain, where it's going to retain the soil to come directly in the drain. The place where we have to do a realignment, there we need to excavate all the loose material, and then we go start doing the proper backfilling within that. Going forward, we have to investigate more. If needed to do some geotechnical work, we'll do that, and so that it will ensure that road will stay. It will not sink anymore.
And I want to speak a little bit, come back a bit to the bridge, because we're seeing right behind the bridge in terms of the electrical pole and the entrance to the school. What sort of alignment work do you have planned for this area?
We working with the engineer from the Ministry of Infrastructure, and he aware about the electrical pole and some other services like flow and DC cell needed to move. And there's not many poles really needed to move. It's very few numbers, so I don't think that's going to be a major challenge for us.
They have done an enormous amount of work since being selected as the contractor, and I think if you visited the site, you would see this. We are hoping that this could be completed by the end of the year, because as I said, the residents have had to put up with significant inconvenience over the last 3.5 years. So roadworks, the widening, the drains, all of that are being done. I think the bridges and so on are being worked on, and we are optimistic that the work will be pushed aggressively to get it completed by the end of the year. We are also working on the entrance, because that's a major risk area. We're hoping to make it a lot safer and a lot wider. That will allow vehicles coming from the Grenada area and vehicles going up to Grenada, and then those having to go into the Willis area to be able to do so in a much more safe environment. It's a challenge because, as you can see, there's quite a steep drop on the bottom side, and we have to be able to navigate that. But we've spoken to the owners of the land in the area. They are willing to cooperate with us, and hopefully we could have something that's much safer and easier to navigate than the current challenge that we have there.
As the infrastructure minister, is there anything you would like to say as it relates to the Willis Road and young persons, skilled workers?
Yes.
Because one of the challenges that the contractor is that of getting persons to work. He says not that they would not employ, but they're not getting persons to work, and they are young people that they're seeing around the community.
Yeah, so I certainly want to encourage, I know the contractor and other contractors who are doing major roadworks are looking for workers. And I really want to encourage persons in communities, villages where construction, roadworks, buildings is taking place, to go to the contractors and ask to be employed. The contractors are prepared to do so. In many instances, the workers may not have the skill set, but it's an opportunity for you to learn. So certainly I want to encourage the young men in Willis, Constantine, Bolio, Boca, Annandale, surrounding areas, because it's not just this piece of road that has to be done. The Mabuya road is being done, but later on we intend to do from the Deco gas service station roundabout all the way back up to Monkuma. Right now, pipe laying is taking place. Once that is completed, that's the next area that needs significant improvement. And so there will be road construction taking place for a significant period of time. So it's an opportunity for young men or young women also to go to the contractors, to be employed, and to, in a sense, learn from the ground up. There's a real opportunity there taking place, and I just hope that they capitalize on it and take advantage of it. If you want to be an intern, they're prepared to take you on as an intern if you want to learn. If you want to be employed, they're prepared to do so. So I really do hope that they take advantage of the opportunity that this is presenting.
We came on the job before that, did some investigation work, and we came up with some designs that we submitted, got approval, and we started the job. As you can see, we started some drains, some widenings. All along here, you could see we did some cutting of the hillside, and in a lot of the areas where the road is narrow, we are attempting to put in new retaining structures so that we could widen the roads and the corners as best as we can. You would notice that we have a new system that's introduced to Grenada now. It's called Strongstone. Anybody can look it up. It's www.strongstone.com, and it's a product from the US that was brought to St. Lucia, and we've been using it since 2008. It has worked well. We did many rivers, channels, like the river channels, retaining walls, edge failures, and even hotels where we had to do big retaining structures. We did quite a bit of work with that. Now that we have been given this project, we made a lot of the product in St. Lucia, and we have brought it to Grenada. You will be able to see something new. It's going to look different. It's going to look strange, but eventually people will get used to it and understand how this works. In terms of timelines, we have 9 months from 3 weeks ago. So today we have 8 months, 1 week for us to get this job completed. Weather permitting, we should be out of here 5 months maximum. Weather permitting. We've been good. The residents of the Willis Constantine area have been very cooperative. They have been using the alternative routes. So it has given us the opportunity for us to work unimpeded here. This is what this project is generally about. In any of the islands that I go to, I always prefer to use people from the islands. The problem that I've found is, a number of cases, the islanders are very comfortable, happy. I will not say don't care, because they're happy, they're just happy, and they don't need to work. So what I've had to do is to bring in workers from the other islands. So in each of the islands, you get a handful of good people, and what we do is we move them from one island to the other. So right now, St. Lucians in Montserrat. I have Monstratians in St. Lucia. And what I've realized is when I move them from island to island, I tend to get better performance from them. So soon from now, you'll see I'm taking 6, 8, 10 Grenadians, because a lot of them have already asked for me to send them to the other islands. So we are going to move them around to the other islands to work. And we've been doing very well. A lot of the drains that you see here, all of it is being done by the St. Lucian guys. Now, I have some Dominicans and I have some Vincentians as well. The Grenadians are doing this strong stone wall. So I've been working with only Grenadians on the strong stone. I've been doing it myself because I want to teach them. I can proudly say that I have one guy who is like really, really good, driven, motivated. He's right there, and he's done very well on the strong stone block. We did some of it up in the Mabuya project. We started it, it was straightforward, and he continued it. When I started this project, I came across, now this one has a corner and it has steps, so it's a little more difficult for you to understand. So I stayed there with them and they have understood it. We're going to be doing the other wall, and I'm going to be there with them to show them what to do. By the time I'm out of this project, I'm sure that I'm going to get about 6 Grenadians that I can depend on to get this project going. And they would be able to continue walls there. This, I find, is going to be good for our people. They learn, they get better, and they get opportunities from Reno.
You've been given the opportunity as an intern on the Reno construction sites. Just speak to us about the experience thus far.
Honestly, it's been a great experience. I've seen some things I've never seen in Grenada, and it's actually quite refreshing. On this site, they're putting up some retaining walls and expanding and fixing the road. I've also been to a couple of other sites, like the new school in St. David's, that's in Malmont. I've spent about 2 weeks there just learning, observing. I've learned a lot of things, how they work. I've also been to their asphalt plant that's in Boucherjou. And the asphalt plant, I've never really seen anything like it, so it's quite a refreshing experience.
Would you say that being given the opportunity and going on to the various sites, that it is putting you in a better position to complete your course at TAMCC and prepare you for this actual field?
Definitely. In TAMCC, we focused a lot on theoretical. We've done some practical, but being out here in the field has really helped me experience new things and understand better just how workers work, the flow, the environment. It's really quite new, and yeah, it's just a good experience, a learning experience. I think it'll help me in finding a job, even just furthering my studies. I could see what's happening here and apply it to my studies. So yeah, it's been really great actually.
I think it has helped to really strengthen what I'm going to decide to do in the future. I've gotten to see multiple sites and some hands-on work as well, and that's really encouraged me that this is the right path for me.
Any aspect of you moving around on the different sites that actually piqued your interest based on what you would like to do?
Yes, the site in St. David's, I would be interested in doing quantity surveying, and the site in Boucher-Joux, in Woodford, sorry, I would be interested in being a mechanical engineer there because I got to speak with one of the mechanical engineers there and it really did pique my interest.
I would say it's been a nice opportunity because it allows us to see what we've really learned, like, I guess in classes, because we mostly did theory. We didn't really get to go onto sites and stuff. So it's been nice to see everything actually being done.
Yes, and that is what the NNP hates. That is what those on the other side hate badly. And look, the evidence is there. Give them performance. Give them performance. I want to again applaud Renault. Renault is here to stay. They have been doing a fantastic job throughout the country. And we have to commend them because they're not delaying, dragging anything. They're ahead of time. They're getting stuff done. That is what you need. Not having a person going on some media outfit and make bacchanal or melee. All right? And then when you evaluate, when you assess the project, you realize that they are way behind schedule. So give them performance. Renault, give them performance. Deacon, give them performance. That is exactly what we love. We continue here.
I am Kevon George, road officer with the Ministry of Infrastructure, and we are at what we call the Cocoa Road Development Project. The Cocoa Road project, it entails of retaining walls, over 200 feet retaining walls, together with 400 feet concrete pavement and just about 400 feet drains as well, right? We saw it fit to put that retaining wall within the area. Vehicles could not have traversed the area properly, and hence the reason for that retaining wall, and we are on time and on schedule.
My name is Michelle Lewis. I'm from Tempe, better known as Tempe Cocoa, opposite Deco Industry. Since after the big shower had came last year and destroyed the river bank, you know, so we had a real problem. The bank started to go down into the river. When the rain fall, real mud, problem with vehicle going in and out, a lot of dust and all these kind of things.
I live in that area approximately probably close to 40 years, and we had some real issue with that road. We had the flood, a big area in the bank fall off, you know, and we were still coming in driving, but it was scary.
The river, when the river come down, he was taking part of the road. He was going with the road, so the road been getting narrower and narrower and narrower, and vehicle had was to pass. When the storm surge come last year, well, you go with a great big piece. And then after that, now we've been begging, we've been asking, and they promised, and the minister promised, and she came and she do it. I'm very happy for the road. It's been years now we've been asking for this road. And years we've been promising, and the promise was never fulfilled. But the minister came now and she stuck to her words, and I'm happy for it. And to talk about the project and how fast the project is going, it's going very fast. For 3 weeks, them boys do a lot of work. I can't complain. You know, some people, when they come to do work, they drag in their foot. Not with this constructor. I know where he's from, but he's doing good. He's getting through.
Trust me, they've been working very, very hard. Long hours, even on holidays, Sundays, you know, public holidays and stuff. And they've been working very, very fast. To me, it's been very fast. And whoever control the project, trust me, thumbs up to you.
Trust me, the guys, they are doing an excellent job. We are very happy to see the achievement or to see the work that started here. I mean, I give God thanks and praise. I'm very happy. I'm excited about the road, man. And I just want to put on record, I want to thank the Minister Claudette, for the initiative, you know, for helping us to get that road.
Thanks to Ms. Claudette Joseph. You know, she came and she rescued us, as we should say, because just now we're going into the rainy season and it does be busy, it does be real bad with the water. You know, so thanks to her when she came and she told us that, okay, they will be starting the Monday. We was very excited. I mean, it's like a challenge for us now when we make our groceries, when we do what, to go way back in Mount Zoo. What I'm looking for is for us to get our wall go up on our smooth road. It's about time. It's been a few years since I know we have this road. And we need it properly. Come on, the dust needs to settle.
Yes, so give them performance, Claudette Joseph. Give them performance. Give them performance. Give them performance. That's important. And you will be seeing more and more of those videos, you know, video evidence to prove that this government is at work and they never stop working. They never stop. And that's just infrastructure projects, because we have to capture them. All the playing fields that were upgraded and lit, all the community centers that were upgraded and renovated, reconditioned, and now in use by the community, all the basketball courts and netball courts that were upgraded and lit, the play areas that were added to those playing fields, we shall highlight them. Those schools that were renovated or built from scratch, brand new, those medical stations that were renovated, upgraded, or built from brand new, police stations that were renovated or built from brand new, police headquarters. You look at the Coast Guard base, the work there, the new Coast Guard to come, over $20 million US dollars. They're building that Coast Guard vessel. So we will highlight those things. In Carriacou, same thing. All that is being done. The airport, the jetty, the Windward, Petit Martin, just name it. It will be showcased. And then you look at the human resource aspect of things. You have so many youth programs where millions are pumped to train and empower the young people and give them opportunities. We will showcase those things. All the scholarships, the first generation scholarships, the other scholarships that were given over the last 3-4 years, worth almost 300+ million. That will be showcased, right? And you look at the amount of money pumped in agriculture, the amount of opportunities in agriculture for agro-processors, for young Grenadians who are in that particular field now, the amount of training programs, you know, the tissue culture, the new tissue culture lab, the Maribor Farm School, back up and running and functioning nicely. And, you know, we would look at the improvement to all the abattoir and just name it, right? Plant propagation and, the different stations and so on. All those things will be highlighted. The new breeding program, the artificial insemination program, the pre-elasony, or I think they have a new name now, prevention something unit. They're doing a fantastic job. The drones, the amount of young people who are employed in that particular area. We're going to capture all of those things. The amount of land regularization that's taking place. We're going to capture all of those things where people are getting deed and title for their lands. All right. So have no fear. The amount of houses that were built for people, the amount of material assistance given to folks, we're going to capture all of those things. The WASH program, we're going to capture all of those things. The amount of public officers who have been regularized, the amount of police officers who have been recruited, prison officers who have been recruited. And we can go on and on. We can go on and on and on and on and on. So we will capture it because, you see, video is powerful. Visual aid. Visual aid. Yes, so prevention officers. Thank you. Visual aid is very, very important. So we're going to provide the facts because the NNP, they're talking, but we are not about talking. Here are the facts. And when we present it, they're going to say, well, when we were in government, we started this and we start. Well, there's a government in power who smart enough, sensible enough, competent enough to complete some of these things and get it done and start new ones and so on. That is what you call a government, continuum. Government is a continuous operation, governance, government. So I'm really delighted. I'm really, really, really delighted, to see what is happening for our people here in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Give them performance.
My name is Simon Redcliffe. I'm the Assistant Site Manager for Creative Designs. We're currently working on the St. Andrews Anglican Primary School project here in Grenville. As you can see behind me, this is the foundation stage of the project, which we are dealing with at the moment. We have basically done roughly about 50% of the foundations, of the foundation works. We have behind me, we have the last section of foundations we're doing. So we are planning to finish the foundations by the end of the month. And we'll start continuing to move up on the building, on the vertical rises. The next phase of the construction will be to get the foundation walls up to floor level. After that, we're going to deal with the backfilling. And from the backfilling, we're going to be doing staging for the slabs above. So we will be doing columns, shear walls, all the supporting structures for the slab above. And once that's done, we will start staging decking off with the slabs for the first floor and continuing up on the next level. I think we have 1 year. This is a 1 year contract, so we will be finished by next year at the same time. The project is due for completion in mid-2027. Yes, we are on schedule. Most projects, the risk of the construction phase is within the foundations. On this project, we've passed that stage. We don't foresee any issues moving forward on the project. We are in constant communication with all the necessary stakeholders around the project and within the town of Grenville. We're in constant communication with the ministry and all the neighbors around, so we are working well with everyone at the moment, so we don't have any issues concerning that.
Yes. Give them performance, give them performance, give them performance. Hey, let me behave tonight. I will behave myself tonight because we have so many things to feature and put on the table. Because I believe once you put the evidence there, those NNP will only murmur. Yes. Give them performance. Give them performance. So, folks, let's move on. I was browsing through on Facebook and this pop-up.
A young Grenadian imported 2 horses into the country. The horses were pregnant and were later found to have a tick-borne disease, a disease that many say was treatable.
Right. So let us go back to the very beginning, because the horses were not pregnant. They were not pregnant. So this was a lie from the very onset. The horses were not pregnant. And in fact, there was, I think, let me see here. Cummins, I think, is his name. I think, let me just, because I think Cummins actually cleared that up, right? I think they cleared that up. Let me just trying to get that piece. Let me see here. It's I think that was actually cleared. That was actually cleared last night. But anyways, it was actually cleared last night by Dr. Cummins, the chief. You don't see that woman looking, what the hell is this? I just realized, I paused the woman on the screen and I almost, who is this? Anyways, Lord. So, so Dr. Cummins, who is the chief veterinarian officer, right? He is the person to, to really make the call on all of these things. And he made it very clear, abundantly clear, that these horses were not pregnant. So that's a lie from the very start. But you see, the NNP is desperate and they jump in on every and anything. They want a political ride. So they were riding on the green donkey. Now they're on the sick horse or horses. I mean, they ride on anything. And that's a dangerous thing, eh? Very, very dangerous. In other words, they don't care if it's legal or not. If the person is doing what they're doing legally or if they're in the right, they don't care about that. To them, it's all about coming out and try to get or gain some political mileage. And they're not getting that, which is sad. You see the woman, boy? Hey, Mancini girl, you gotta fix that hairstyle. Mancini girl, you gotta fix that hairstyle. Where Mancini? Mancini used to give so much a damn political rah, 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 rah. Yeah, Mancini. I know your mother, Mancini. I know your father too, I won't tell you more on Mancini conduct. I won't tell you more. Noreen, I hope you're not like Mancini. Watch. Anyways, all good to say, good to keep it.
A young Grenadian imported 2 horses into the country. The horses were pregnant and were later found to have a tick-borne disease.
Woman, the horses were not pregnant. All you just jump on too much. You understand me? All you jumping on too much of things. They were not pregnant. And that's your problem, All you have a same thing with the African thing. All you jump on the Nigerian thing. Then we found out it's not so. And all you only jumping, or you all are jumping jacks. Come on. And then you don't care whether it's legal or not. You don't care. All you want is power, power.
A disease that many say was treatable.
A disease that many say, and that and them want to rule country. Excuse me. That and them want to rule country. A disease that many say was treatable. Well, if you know the horses were sick in St. Lucia, and you knew that St. Lucia had the treatment, so why not treat it in St. Lucia and then get the necessary documentation and bring it to Grenada? But you want to bring it here sick? Come on, it's just barbaric. If you know that the thing's sick, why you want to bring it to Grenada for? Why would you want to bring a sick or sick horses to Grenada? I really want to know why. Or the person who you're buying it from or you bought it from wanted to get rid of it and you get it cheap. What is the reason? It's amazing.
The authorities made the decision to destroy the animals, and the country reacted with outrage.
And that is your problem. That is Nolan's problem. You see, they jumping on any bandwagon. They're bandwagonists because they go in where the crowd going. But when the dust settles and people start to discern and understand the thing, then that same crowd starts falling apart. And then they leave you alone looking like a bloody lunatic, political lunatic.
People were heartbroken, people had questions, people wanted answers. Now the Prime Minister has responded, and his message is that he is unapologetic.
And I'm unapologetic about the action.
I am unapologetic about the action too.
It's taken by the officials of the ministry, and I'm unapologetic about the actions taken by the officials of the ministry.
Yes, I am too. I am happy with what they did because you see, I don't know about Nolene. I don't know if she was overseas because she comes across with this foreign accent, right? I don't know if she was overseas at the time, but under the Keith Mitchell-led administration, we saw the introduction or the infestation of this, red Congorees infesting people's farmers' crops and all about in people's house, all about scary red Congorees. That could have been avoided if they had adhered to what Paul Graham and the others in the Ministry of Agriculture told them. Do not bring in the soil. But it's still under the Keith Mitchell-led administration brought it in. Remember the millibugs? This white thing all over everywhere? How much millions of dollars that cost Grenada to get that under control, and it's still around in some places? That could have been avoided, right? And there is two other diseases that came in here under the NNP administration. They have been ruthless and brutal, and they don't care. They don't care. So bring the thing in sick, and it will be treated here. But where? Do we have quarantine facilities? Bring it in somebody's property who say that the horses were pregnant and the chief veterinarian officer says no, they were not.
That is where the problem lies.
Woman, I tired with you, yes? That hairstyle you have there, you confusing me. Bye-bye. She's arrogant. Arrogant, and she doesn't seem to be grounded. She just blah, 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 blah. Yap, 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 yap. So, folks, all I'm saying to you is let us remain focused. Grenada belongs to all of us, and we have a responsibility to make sure that this place is safe. All right? We have a responsibility to do that. And I want to applaud the Ministry of Agriculture. Keep doing what all you're doing. You're doing a fantastic job.
into a world busting with color, music, and joy as the NDC Carriacou and P.T. Martinique Support Group presents Bourgain, a floral soiree. Join the group for an enchanting evening filled with vibrant floral vibes on Saturday, June 13th from 5 p.m. at 618 East 87th Street in Brooklyn. This all-inclusive outdoor soiree promises to be a blooming good one. Dr. Wax, DJ Screw, and DJ Chris gonna be bringing the music. Tickets are just $100. For tickets and info, call Nick at 347-528-3038. DJ Screw at 718-450-4436. Stephen at 347-6583 or Peter at 347-729-5770. Don't miss out on this blooming good time. See you at Bourgain on Saturday, June 13th. The Floral Soiree.
Right, so folks, I want to thank you for being a part of the program tonight. I want to wish you all the very best. I will be back with you, God's willing, tomorrow morning, starting from 8 in the